All right, there's another round of 10-minute warm-up, and we are going to take things further to the hips today. So to get started, bring yourself into all fours. And just feel this out for a moment here. Press your fingertips into the floor, and just move your shoulders and your hips around. And then we'll take this into a twist. So go ahead and start with your hips stacked over your knees. Step your hands a little bit farther forward than you usually would for all fours. So wrists a little bit forward from the shoulders. And we'll go back and forth before we settle in. So with an inhale, reach your right arm up high. And with the exhale, bring that arm underneath and bring your shoulder to the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, twist and bring the right shoulder down. Take an inhale, reach your right arm high. With the exhale, bring the right shoulder down to the floor. Stay down this time. Now press with your left hand, stack the left shoulder above the right, keep your hips high, and keep your right arm pressing down. If you can take this further, with your left hand, take hold of the right wrist. Try to push the right hand away from you. And if you want to go further still, lift your left knee, extend the left leg straight back, but drop your hip down toward the floor, and that will keep the twist. Just breathe into it. And then go ahead and set the left knee down. Come up onto both hands. And we'll take it to the other side. So again, see if the hands are set so the wrists are forward of your shoulders. And let's go back and forth here. Inhale your left arm high. Exhale, left arm underneath, bring the shoulder all the way down. Inhale, reach your left arm high. And with the exhale, twist and bring the left shoulder to the floor. Inhale, left arm high. With the exhale, bring the arm down one more time and stay down. Now stack the right shoulder above the left, look up, maybe stay here. If you can go further, right hand, take hold of your left wrist, push the left hand away from you. And if you want to go further, lift the right knee, extend that leg straight back, but drop the right hip down toward the floor and just breathe. And then go ahead, bring the knee down, come up onto both hands. And just move around here. We'll take this into the wrist right away since we're already in all fours. So bring the hands back right in front of your knees. Palms down. Rotate the fingertips in toward you. And have the hands within about one hand's length of your knees. So press the fingertips down, grip the floor, and just circle your shoulders or wrists here to feel this out as you're gripping. And then bring this into center with the arms straight and start to go forward and back. So shoulders forward, pull your elbows underneath you as they bend. And then press back up the straight arms. And just keep on going forward and back like this. Now as you're moving and bending the elbows, try to keep your gaze forward the whole time. Keep gripping the floor with your fingers. And just feel that stretch move up into the forearms. And then the next time you come forward, stay forward and keep your elbows pulled in. Now this might be enough, keep gripping the floor, but if you can go further, then extend the legs one at a time. Extend your right leg back to the left, touch your big toe down. And then bring that knee forward. And then left leg back to the right, touch the big toe down. And then come back to the left knee. Right leg back, big toe to the floor to the left side. Come back to center. Left leg right, touch your big toe down. And back to center. Right leg to the left, big toe to the floor. Back to center. Left leg right, big toe down. And come back to center. And then just come up onto the fingertips. Keep the hands close. And flip them over. Backs of the hands down, palms up. And point the fingertips in toward you. Just keep the hands right in front of your knees here to start. Now keep the fingers spread wide. Keep your hands tense. Move side to side. And just feel that stretch in the wrists. And then keep your hands as they are. And come up onto 1 foot at a time. So once you start to step this up, just bend the knees, stay folded, and bring your feet up onto your hands. So you're stepping on your palms, bring the toes in toward the wrist creases. And just feel this out. There's a bunch of stuff you can do here. You can dig the toes into the bones of the wrists. Maybe go back and forth with one heel at a time, only as much pressure as you need to feel a stretching out the forces. And if you want a deeper forward fold, you can bend the elbows and pull yourself down further. And then once you're ready from here, just go ahead and release the hands from underneath your feet. Stay folded. Bend the knees a little bit and just shake out your hands. And then fingertips to the floor and arrange this into your deepest squat. So feet about hips width distance apart or so. Heels in, toes out. Now keep the heels down, sink your hips down low. And if your hips are tight, go ahead and bring the elbows to your thighs and just bring the hips toward the level of the knees. This is good enough. If you can keep the heels down, maybe sink this down further, whatever works best. And then once you settle in, just touch the fingertips down to the floor. And just to warm up the hips, we're going to take this up and down. So bring your hips up high. And then sink back down. Bend your knees, keep your heels on the floor. Lift your hips up again. And then lower back down. Hips up high. And then sink back down again. Lift your hips up, straighten your legs as much as you can. Bend the knees, come back down. Hips up high. And then come back down. Lift your hips up again. And then lower back down. Press your hips up high. Sink back down. Lift up one more time. And then bring your hips down low. And then one at a time, set your hands down on the mat behind you. And come to a seat. And once you're seated, just shake your legs out a little bit. Now warm the hips up a little bit further from here. So just see the feet are a little bit wider than your hips, so wider than you usually take for your reverse tabletop. Hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width, and just with the fingers pointed to the sides, right or left. Push down, lift your seat up off the floor, and keep your seat lifted. Just keep your hips low, and go side to side. So curl the toes up off the floor, keep your feet tense. And then bring the knees over to the right, press down toward the floor low as you can, and then come up through center. Keep the toes curled, bring the knees down to your left side. Again, through center, knees down over to the right. Back through center, knees to the left again. And then one more time, come over to the right side. Now press your knees down, stay lifted. If you can go further, squeeze your glutes, push your hips up higher, but with the knees still pressing down. And if you lifted the hips, bring them down. Lift your knees, come through center to the left one more time. Keep your toes curled. Keep the knees pressing down. Work to lift your hips. And then just bring it back to center, both feet flat, and then set yourself down. Shake your hands out. Then we'll take it in reverse tabletop from here. So feet hips width in front of you. Hands behind the shoulders, shoulder width, fingertips to the sides, right or left. Push down, lift your seat up off the floor. Let's take it up and down. Press your hips up high, squeeze your glutes. Sink back down. Lift your hips up again. And then lower. Press your hips high. Come back down. Lift your hips, squeeze the glutes. And bring it down. Press your hips up high. And then lower again. Lift your hips up. And sink this down. Press your hips up high. And then lower again. Lift your hips. And then bring it down. Now one more time, press your hips high. Keep your hips lifted. And try to keep your glutes squeezing. We're going to take the weight from one hand to the other. So bring the weight to your left hand. Now you're going to lift the right hand, lift your left foot. Right hand to your left heel. Balance as best you can. Come back to center. And then left hand to your right heel. Just shift your weight side to side. Come back to center. Right hand to left heel again. Back to center. Left hand to right heel. And then to center. Right hand to left heel again. Back to center. Left hand to right heel. Back to center. A couple more rounds. Right hand to left heel. Back to center. Left hand to right heel. Back to center. Right hand to left heel one more time. Back to center. Left hand to right heel one more time. Back to center and set yourself down. Shake your hands out again. All right, and then from here, we're going to take this into a reclining position. So why don't you extend your left leg straight, keep the right knee bent, and then come down to the left forearm and on your left hip. So you're on your side. Now the right foot's behind the left leg. Just keep it flat on the floor. Right hand in front of your chest. Lift your hips up as high as you can and stay lifted here. Now this might be enough. Just keep your hips up high. If you can go further, bring the right hand to your hip. And then if you can go further still, lift your left foot, left heel to right knee. And then bring the foot back down. Left heel to right knee. And set the foot. Left heel to right knee. Bring the foot down. Left heel to right knee. And then foot to the floor. Left heel to right knee. Now bring the foot down one more time. Push with the right foot. Keep your hips up high. Take an inhale. And then with the exhale, just sink down. Once you're down, roll over to your right side. So right forearm down, right leg straight. Left foot behind the right leg, keep the left foot flat. Now just push into the floor. Lift your hips up off the mat, stay lifted. Maybe go further, bring the left hand to your hip. Keep your hips up high. If you're going to move with this, go back and forth. Right heel to left knee. Bring the foot down. Heel to knee. And set the foot down again. Heel to knee. Bring the foot back down. Heel to knee. And then set the foot. Heel to knee. And then bring the foot down. Heel to knee one more time. Bring the foot to the floor. Press your hips up even higher. And then sink all the way down again. And once you're down, shake your legs out a little bit. Now when you're ready, cross at the ankles, come forward, your hands into all fours. We're going to take this into a lopsided position. Now I want you to bring your right forearm down to the floor. Keep the elbow to the side. Bring the right hand to center so that forearm's diagonal. Slide your left hand back, elbow above the wrist, but keep the elbow pulled in. Now put the weight to the right knee, hover the left. And then go back and forth. Lift the left knee up high out to the side. Fold back in. Left knee high to the side. Fold back in again. Left knee to the side. Now keep the left foot lifted. Keep your toes pointed left. With an inhale, extend the leg straight back. Exhale, knee to left shoulder, pulling close. Inhale the left leg back. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale the left leg back. Now exhale, knee to left shoulder. Keep that leg forward and press the left leg into the left arm. Now keep your chest facing down. Open up your left leg to more or less a 90-degree bend. And as you press your left leg into the arm, move from the hip. Bring the left heel down to touch the floor. Press into your arm and lift your heel high. Bring the heel down to the floor. And then lift the heel high as you can. Bring the heel down to the floor. Lift this up again. 2 more times, heel to the floor. Press into your arm, lift the heel high. Bring the heel to the floor. Lift up 1 more time. And then bring the left knee down. Come up to all fours. And let's take this on the other side. Once you're ready, bring the left forearm down. Left elbow to the side, left hand moves into center. That forearm's diagonal. Slide your right hand back, elbow above the wrist, keep it pulled into your side. Put the weight to the left knee, hover the right, keep your chest facing down. And then lift your right knee out to the side as high as you can. Fold the leg in. Right knee out to the side. And fold the leg in. Right knee to the side. Now keep it lifted, keep your toes pointed right. With an inhale, extend the right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to shoulder, bring it in close. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Keep that leg forward. Press it down into your right arm. And keep your chest facing down. Open your right leg to about 90 degrees. Move from the hip. As you press into that arm, bring the right heel down to the floor. Lift the heel high as you can. Press the heel down toward the floor. And then lift up high. Bring the heel to the floor. Press into your arm. Lift the heel. Bring the heel down to the floor. And then lift back up. 1 more time, right heel to the floor. Lift the heel high, and then set your right knee down. Come back to all fours. All right, 1 more thing before we end and finish this. And this is going to warm things up quite a bit and still take this in, especially into the outer hip. So from all fours, go ahead, tuck the toes, hover your knees up off the mat. And then pressing your hands, sink down to your heels. We're going to take this crosswise, stepping to the opposite side from underneath. So come forward, right foot steps over to the left, and then sink back to your heels. Left foot up to the right, and then sink down. Right foot up to the left, sink down again. Left foot up to the right side, and sink back down. Right foot up to the left, sink this down. Left foot up to the right. Come back down. Stay with me. Right foot up to your left side. Sink down. Left foot up to the right. And back down to your heels. Right foot up to the left again. Sink down. Left foot up to the right side. Come back down. Right foot up to the left. Sink down. Left foot up to the right. Come back down. Now step your right foot to the left. Stay here. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Now take this with a figure 4 stretch. With your left hand, hold your right leg. Bring that right ankle up onto your left thigh. Curl the toes of the right foot. Maybe just stay here. Press the right leg into the left, if you can go further. Both hands to the floor. Tuck the toes of your left foot. Lift your left knee. And just round yourself over your cross legs. And just move here. Feel that stretch in the outer right hip. And then release the cross. Set the right foot down. Toes tuck, sink down to your heels. Take it on the other side. Left foot forward to the right side. Bring the right knee down. Now with your right hand, hold your left leg. Bring that ankle past your right thigh. And curl the toes of your left foot. Maybe just stay here and feel the stretch. If you can go further, both hands down. Tuck the toes of the right foot. Lift the right knee. And just move around. Press down over your crossed legs. Feel that stretch in the outer left hip. And then once you're ready, just release that cross. Both feet down, both knees down. Come into all fours. And then just go ahead and take a seat when you're ready. And that is the 10-minute warm-up for this round. Thank you very much.